sent me an email saying she wouldn't be here.
Saw that, yeah.
Charlie sent me an email saying he wouldn't be here.
Well, that's good that he came,
You
because
kind of needed it, didn't you?
Fred's not here. We would have not had a quorum.
Yeah, I got let Fred know he's supposed to. He needs to tell somebody that he's not going to be here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so here we are at the September Bikeways meeting. In attendance, we have Jim, Charlie, Paul, and Fran. Make a motion that we accept last month's minutes.
I second
Yep, second.
first or whatever.
Yep.
Okay, down to new business. Discussion of the rule that dictates users should walk to the right. Charlie, why don't you start us off?
Okay. Actually, Jim brought this up because he felt like it was a good idea, but I think he felt a little uncomfortable bringing it up. I said, no, I think having the discussion is worth any subject to at least get a consensus of how we as a group might feel. And I told Jim, I said, Jim, in this particular case, you are right, and I agree with you, but I don't want to take it to a higher level, I guess, because I know that you can't change one section of the rail trail, that it needs to be a unified rule. And I also think it would have to go bigger, like a state rule. You know what I mean? And I think that's
A
what.
DCR would have to mandate that kind of rule,
Yeah.
and then we could just follow. But yeah, you can't do it on 6 miles of road and then being very different on the.
Yes, and so that at least, when an accident occurs or whatever, they'll look at what the law says or what the rule is, and then measure from there. So and who knows, with these e-bikes and however that all of that stuff is going to shake out, if you have people riding faster, that might be a suggestion that we would send to DCR saying, well, where you have higher speeds, maybe you should be walking facing the trail.
I went to a meeting with the Friends
Oh, yeah.
recently, and Susie Johnson, head of Nickerson State Park, is having new signs made up, and they're going to they're going to get more police patrol. They're trying to coordinate the environmental police, the state police, the local police and along with Bernie, to patrol the trail. And Susie said that they did catch one young fella speeding on the trail, and an environmental policeman stopped him and made the kid take him home, and he spoke to the parents, and I think she said he wrote the parents out a ticket that the kid was speeding.
Yeah.
So they write the parent a ticket, not the child.
Yeah, to
Because
make
he
it
was
hurt a little bit.
He
Yeah.
was underage, or he was under
Yeah,
16
maybe
perhaps.
you can't.
Because maybe too, if they impose a fine or something, maybe they can't do it with it. There's a lot of rules involving people.
So Susie's having signs made up that said, only class 1 e-bikes allowed on the trail.
Okay.
And she said she's going to go to the bike rental shops, the bike shops, and inform them that if they're going to rent a class 2 and above e-bike, they have to inform the person renting that they're not allowed on the bike trail.
Okay.
And if they find somebody, a rental person on the bike trail, uh, disobeying the rule, they will go to the bike rental shop and tell them that. She didn't say anything about fining anybody,
Yeah.
but they're going to try and enforce that
Yep.
rule that says Class 1 only on the Cape Cod Rail Trail. And I guess it's gonna go across all bike trails.
I
That would be good.
only guess because their DCR, their state.
My only concern, if I went to my neighbor and said, what's a class 1 bike? They would have no clue. Most would not have a clue.
Right.
Unless they
So-
said pedal assist, no throttle, something like that in English. I hate to say it that way, but how many people that you would talk to, what's a class 2 or 3 bike?
I meant to ask Susie to take a picture of the sign that and I forgot.
I think I saw that I sent it to you guys out of Rhode Island. Because Rhode Island had that and I went, okay,
Yeah.
we know what a class 1 is,
Yeah, but that's a
but
good.
most don't.
Yeah.
Probably 99.9% don't. And, I ride a class 1, but
And that accident that took place on the rail trail, supposedly the e-bike was traveling at 20 miles an hour or better.
Based on
can't tell.
their study of the
Right.
accident. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well. Yeah. So I'm gonna hazard a guess that there was a pedestrian walking towards the bike, one way or the other, and the biker's traveling at 20 miles an hour. I mean, I think people who may not ride a bike that much don't realize the closing time when somebody's riding 20 miles an hour. When you're riding 8 miles an hour and then all of a sudden you rent an e-bike where you might be going 20, your closing time is so much different because I went to the place where I think the accident was, and it's basically straight there.
Yeah.
It didn't involve the crosswalk, or sometimes there's curves and corners you don't really see around, and like say after the park, after Nickerson, when you go onto that bridge, you don't see what's coming at you. That would be a spot you could expect, but this was really pretty wide open.
Straight shot.
And the brush cleared to the right and the left of it. There's a little beach there, and there's actually a bike stand off to the side.
This is the far west end of Long Pond.
Yep.
Yeah. And so you just, I mean, we've been concerned. We know that there's stuff going on, but that's
I
not
have
what
been asking
yeah.
if there were any obstructions or if there was a problem on the trail, and nobody seemed to know.
There's a lot of bumps there.
There's a lot of bumps there. I mean, right where it occurred, they're close, but I think it's I couldn't see a reason where I could say, gee, here's something maybe we could fix here, or recommend to be fixed. But I just didn't see it, and I didn't. Any follow up on the patient that was medevac? Do you?
The only thing I heard was they lost an eye.
Oh gosh,
That's big.
That's big.
Ooh.
That's why they medevac to Boston.
See, I thought,
It's a
I almost
sheep.
thought that they
Sheep.
got impaled by.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
They-
It was the pedestrian, I assume.
Oh, it was the pedestrian,
It was the pedestrian.
not the bike rider.
Something was impaled.
Yeah.
The pedestrian was impaled upon the bike. Like, I could maybe envision a fender more than anything else, but
But it wasn't 2 bikes. Because one of the reports I read
Oh,
I thought it was
I
2
thought it
bikes.
was
I
two
thought it was
bikes.
2 bikes too. But
I thought it was only one.
You
one on
know,
the pedestrian.
And I thought I
it
read
shows
two
you in the
bikes.
fog of war, it's,
So I assumed no pedestrian, I
know.
assumed
Yeah.
bikes went.
Yeah,
yeah,
like if somebody swerved
right.
or was distracted
Yep.
That's the most common thing, you think, two people going 20 is 40.
and they're, one of them's texting
Well, I mean, I see it. I see it.
or, you know,
Yeah, I see that too.
Oh, yeah,
the
right.
filming, I see all of those things, so I mean, I wish it were easier, I wish there was an easier, better solution. I just can't assume that the rental people will be very concerned, upset, their business will be
Yep.
affected, one way or the other, and I think, of course, if nobody has a throttle, then, you know, then so be it, but I don't know of a better answer, that may be the only answer, and it has gotten out of hand in my opinion.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
Like you say, the Mass DOT's gotta really, you know, everybody's gotta do something about it.
I mean, look at what happened in Boston where all those bike people took over the downtown area.
Right.
I mean, that's just an
Yeah.
example. I mean, you sure could see that. I don't know if you watch any of the bike racing, but the Volta de España, the last stage to that race was canceled because protesters were out on the course
Oh.
blocking. So that, you know, I mean, gee, kind of tough times we're living in, but.
Yeah, it's just,
So-
you're having fun for a good cause, it's just a bike, you know, it's biking,
Hmm.
a race.
I know, it's too bad, and I mean, I saw it happening in the big town, like New York. I would see videos and stuff, and I was just hoping it would take a few more years to get here, but it is here. There's no doubt about it. I really see some pretty young kids with those, I'll call them off-road e-bikes. They're really
There's
not
one
e-bikes,
that got
yeah.
compounded at the Cranberry Harvest Festival this
Oh.
weekend. One kid was giving a cop a hard time as he was riding across the backside, and the cop says, "Don't come in here. I'll close my eyes or kind of let him ride in the back." He came in. He grabbed his motor, almost like a small trail
Motorcycle.
bike,
Yeah,
motorized.
yeah.
And make a long story short, read him the riot act, made him have his parents come, or his mother was there.
Yeah,
So I assume he got his bike back, but he wasn't giving him his bike back.
but it's gonna take some time for that to kick in, you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
I don't know there's anything we particularly can do about it, we don't really.
Last week, the Friends met with this guy by the name Michael Holcomb. He's Senator Sears' aide. And he happily came out to Nickerson to listen to the complaints, and they took him down to 137, and he walked part of the trail there to see about the bumps.
Yes,
And he said that there should be a decision by the end of the month, by the end of September, as to how much Nickerson can get from. And with that, Randy says, any money you want to give us, we'll go for the good. He says, we'll do something with the money.
yeah, good,
And he was asked about, Rennie was asked about the far end of the trail up in Wellfleet. They're supposed to extend it by a mile,
oh, I can hear,
but the state is doing something with Route 6 up there.
oh,
Do you know? No?
I don't know, I haven't heard it.
Okay. And they're gonna wait until that portion of Route 6 is done.
Okay, so as it currently stands, it's not butted up to 6, so I think the long-term plan is that it goes to an actual parking lot
Right,
off of Route, so I guess it's about a mile more, I
Yeah.
mean,
right.
so it's just, yeah, okay, okay. I know that was the original plan. Once where they stopped, I thought that was gonna be it. You know, because of,
All the controversy, yeah.
yeah, all the different people that it
And it's
affects.
been going on for so long,
It's been
you would
going on
think
so
that
long. Yeah.
by now, somebody would come to an agreement.
You would think.
But then again, I read that the Bourne Trail has been put on hold.
Oh.
And I says, wow, they actually were going along with it?
They were working on it.
Well,
Every time I've ridden there, they've been working on it.
they've been talking about that forever.
Oh,
too.
they have, yes.
And and the big holdup, of course, is all the all the train crossings that they have to.
Yeah,
And the state didn't want to build a bridge over every train crossing.
sure.
And
Which
I said,
they could use my answer. Put a tunnel in.
Put a tunnel in.
Put a conduit in there. You'll be happy.
You are now entering the Charles Walkley Memorial Tunnel. Tip O'Neill, Charles Walkley.
I said, with all this fighting that they've been doing with the train, they should have come to some kind of agreement that they put up some kind of barrier or crossing guards or something. And
This issue must be going on around the country because there is a lot of new rail trails. I mean, I have learned of maybe 4 or 5 rail trails that I have never heard about, just in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And so
They're-
they're working on it. I mean, if I really need to go back to the Friends because I think my suggestion would be if you're not going to extend it, you should develop a fund for repairs. So there ought to be a certain amount of money allocated, and that's what that's what you were
they're
talking
working
about.
with.
And really, for the last 2 years, they have done some repair, and as long as they do some, I'm happy. But the ones you don't do, they've gotten really bad again. By the time the fall rolls around, I mean, down there by 124, near where that accident, that's a classic. And there's some areas where you're going to take a little air, when you go over it.
Rennie said that supposedly they were rolling along with the repairs down to Harwich, I guess, or Brewster,
Yeah.
and they had to stop because of permitting process.
Oh.
And once they stopped,
Yeah.
the money went.
Okay. Because the only reason I know that to be true, there was one place they had repaired, and they needed a little bit more because it was a gradation difference there, and it was beautiful everywhere else, and that was the last one. So they ran out of money there.
I says, wow.
Wow.
I says,
Yeah.
you can't trust the state to do it.
No. Yeah.
Here they had the money in hand, and then they stopped, and the money went away. It was like somebody was waiting for that to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Were you suggesting maybe a town fund? Harwich?
No,
Oh.
like a fund that would be divvied out to all the different DCR entities.
Okay.
It'd be a maintenance fund.
Yeah, I
Right.
get that, but it
That's
would,
what-
Yeah,
is it
but through the
statewide?
state.
Statewide.
It would be funded by the state. See, because the
Right.
state
And that's what
the
they're
state
working
has
on now.
has the responsible for the
Right.
maintenance of that trail.
Right.
I believe.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
my
no,
understanding.
I just wanted to make clear for the
Yeah,
notes. and
yeah,
so
yeah,
You weren't
yeah.
thinking about Harwich, because the, golf course we had a fund for the golf course.
Yes.
Rather than go into the town for money,
Right.
we could just take that money and use it. So,
Right.
Anyway,
Paul, did you get anything from Link about the safe routes to schools?
Yes, I did. I sent all you guys an email.
I saw it.
Okay.
I don't
I
remember
can,
reading it, but I did.
You did. Yeah, I know it, because it was a week ago.
Is that all it was? Gee,
But anyway,
seems like a year ago.
I thought I'd just bring it up on our phone. The safe routes, Project, it says, is now projected to go out for bid in December. And Link is securing it for the right of way. And he mailed all the abutters a certified letter. And the bottom line, without reading all of this, meaning that the bid would go out September 30th. Oh, wrong one, sorry. Would look like it could be done. He didn't give me an exact date on that one, but he said it would be a $3.2 million project, and it's kind of on the way to make he made a few comments in here. He's got to get, still some questions on the property owners and stuff of that nature.
Yeah.
So the reason why I bring it up is I went to the initial meeting, the public information meeting, and I believe they're putting in a sidewalk along Main Street. I'm not sure if they're going to both sides of Main Street or just the school side of Main Street. So it's supposed to go from South Street to Sisson and a 4-foot sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
And then somewhere along that sidewalk, they're going to have a crossing over to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And the street where the monument company is,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to come off the trail, or there's going to be signage on the trail to come down to get to Main Street or get to the school.
Right.
And she said that likewise, there's going to be signage to get to the trail from the school.
Yeah.
And they would go right up that street.
Right.
Right. Right.
So the only reason I brought it up is that
It's in the works.
before, or by the time it gets done, we should, as a bike committee, we should make sure that the signage gets done.
Okay.
Because
Good
we
point.
don't have anything to do with it. And
Yeah.
it doesn't affect the trail at all. It's just signage, and she said there will be signage and a light,
Okay.
one of our,
Yeah. But
and it's not supposed to be done until 2027, but,
yeah,
maybe every few months we should ask Link.
where it is.
That might be a lot, every few months, maybe every
Okay.
6 months.
Yeah,
But
okay.
a couple times a year. Yeah.
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 Just
you know,
checking. But
'cause then I'd be just
I
nagging.
agree. Yeah. I think, in my mind, it is an improvement for the rail trail in the sense that I've been riding there and people are visiting and they want to get something to eat. So they want to go to downtown. They want to go to the Seal.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to get your bike to the Seal, even riding on the sidewalk there. So it is really kind of a dangerous little stretch there, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cars and a lot of confusion at the actual crossing. So if they came by where the monument is, it would give them a chance to get onto that other side of the street, and they could go visit the Seal, or
Yep.
there's a market there. But I've seen 20 people over the last year, maybe, at various times, trying to
And I
navigate
think
that. It's really tough.
The summertime traffic is really great, really cautious about the bikers, because they see the bikers downtown Harwich on Main Street in front of Town Hall, down at the corner of 124, and they're really patient with the bikers. I was really pleased to see that during the summer.
I have to agree. I mean, I think more times than not, people go out of their way to stop. And they always have a pleasant exchange with people. Thank you, and they wave back, and I agree with you. I'm surprised by that. It's great. I hope that never changes.
When the newcomers went up to Kennebunkport for a few days, the newcomers had several bike trips going on at the same time, and a lot of times you were taking up part of the road, and the traffic was no horns, very polite. You know, they waited for the bikers to get out of the way. They were just so courteous, and I says, "Wow, wouldn't it be nice if we could spread that across everywhere?"
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
people were understanding about bikers.
But I mean, my prediction about that is that there's more bikers visible now. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Because I think there's been a heck of an increase usage of that rail trail. So it's more common that cars are seeing bikers crossing that, so they're going, I know there's plenty of new people to the Cape every weekend, but I think that might be why, because, you know, like up in Kennebunkport, they sure do love having them come up there and spend some time.
They spend
Same
their
with us
money
down here,
and,
yeah,
you know.
same down here, and so the more that they see bikers around.
Yep.
Yeah, I rode in the second summer this past weekend, Jim did too, and out from my perspective, we rode on some pretty busy roads, and 6A, and even other places, but there, you know what, I didn't see any bad interaction with cars. I saw cars wait till things were very clear to pass, and they, you know, sometimes you're on a road, they get antsy and they yell something, or they honk. I didn't hear
one
anything.
thing.
Yeah.
It was just, the guy got impatient, and
Yeah.
a couple of women I was riding behind, they just, you know,
Yeah.
but it was nothing.
Yeah.
This guy was just anxious. He was getting to work. He had a painting trucks, you know.
Yeah.
On the second half of his email on Link, you know, kind of somewhat different is the reorganization of, you know, crossing 124 and Oak Street, and it's still to be determined at this point, but it says he hasn't had an update yet for a while. He did send an email out to Mass DOT for his contact, but I haven't received anything from Link. He said he'd let us know when that happens. But they're still looking to project schedule to be funded year 2027. He says that means the bid will go out roughly September 30th of 2027.
Oh.
So
what is the, just,
kind of
I've had
reorganizing.
one of my constituents, a neighbor who plays golf at Cranberry, came down Oak Street and said, "Man, I couldn't see the bicyclists." She said, "I would, you know, I'm aware that the bike path is there, but you can't, you know, when coming from her left."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, I've seen that they've trimmed back the bushes there, and
that's private
property,
and that's
the problem.
we addressed that with Link years ago.
Yeah, I know, but okay, but she said, and she's sort of knowledgeable person for some reason. She's a realtor, I think. She said you can still talk to a private citizen, an owner of private property, and say, "Hey, would you consider, or we'll pay for it, or something like that, just because it's private."
And I think
that's
Link did do that, correct?
Yeah, I think
It
we
does,
did.
and I've been watching it.
About 3 years ago, maybe.
It's been trimmed back fairly recently.
Yeah.
So I don't understand, but I told her I'd bring it up, so now I've done.
Well, yeah, but it's, and that's why he wants to change that.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I
what
mean?
would be the change, just so I could report back to her?
He's gonna that really kind of comes at an angle when you look at that. So that's part and parcel of why that is.
When you're approaching Oak Street from the east, you're going west towards the town center,
Okay.
and you say that's kind of at an angle.
It's at an angle. You gotta
Okay.
look at it a little bit.
Okay.
So what he really wants to do is bring that into 90 degrees. And when you rotate that out, you're gonna move away from that private property. It will increase your sight lines both to the right and left.
So it'd be coming like out to the parking lot entrance, more or less.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how I envision it. You know,
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Which
Just
then I think
just
that
an extra
opens up-
20 feet, you'd see something, right?
Yes.
But
Okay.
if we had a tunnel,
If we had a tunnel, it'd be a moot point.
And that's all I had from him right
Okay,
now. At
that's
this
great.
point.
Thank you.
Now I'm glad I can report to my friend.
But I also, you know what I find encouraging is, you know what, Link is in touch with all of those things that he talked about.
Yep.
And it's been a year, but he knew because I remember them, right? He touched everything.
Yep.
And he's, I don't,
And
I
keeps his
quite
fingers
frankly
in
don't
it.
know how
I
he
know.
does it.
I don't know either.
So, you know,
With
I
all
can't
that's-
say enough
With
good
all
things
that's
about
going
him.
on,
Yeah.
That he follows that up, and he's recently talked. He's on top of all those issues. If it was up to him, it would have been done 5 years ago. But
Yes.
right? I can tell you that.
but if anything does happen to this committee, Link would appreciate somebody informing him about any problems on the trail.
Yeah.
He said you don't have to have a committee, just let me know and I'll go ahead and fix the problems.
Yeah. Which I have seen him do, no question about it.
Yep.
I usually feed through Paul just so I'm not another.
I would like to go straight across, get rid of that dip on the trail, but
The water works?
The water.
by the
or
water
where the
department.
Yeah. Just make a bridge.
No, I think
So it's flat.
I think a tunnel.
Well, it comes from a public
A
works
tunnel.
background or something.
Did you cover that in pharmacy school?
We talked about bridges in dental school for sure.
Ah, yeah, very
And
good.
we do a lot of tunneling too.
Well, the only other thing I have on the agenda is trail conditions and maps.
Oh, that's
Have you
right.
talked to Fred?
Forgot about the maps. Okay. I got new maps in. I gave them to Fred. I did ask him at the time, try to bring in the old and the new.
Yeah.
If I probably showed you the new one, you wouldn't know the difference. But if you put them side by side, they're perfect. The white border is slightly narrower.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they positioned, I'll say the Chatham side, instead of flipping it over this way and seeing Chatham, you flip it this way and seeing Chatham.
Yeah.
And I was very, very nervous because when I placed the order, and I gave them, the new digital, they came back and said, we got some issues we need to talk to you about, which you got to approve. And I did talk to customer service. They said, call this number. And the woman, young girl, I think, was very knowledgeable to find out she spoke pretty good English, but I found out that she's from the Philippines.
Mm.
So I got kind of nervous when she said, in order to do a Z fold, you have to turn your design over, upside down. And I went, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
There we are placing an order across the state. So I think it came from Jersey. I'm not sure exactly where it was physically printed. Here in the States, though. And it was like, yeah. And so somebody else eventually contacted, it's all mostly email. And they said, we need to approve it. Mm-hmm. And I went, approve. And waited for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, sweating it out. And they came out good. That was the only two things. Heavier weight paper, glossy.
Sounds good.
Which is better, totally better quality of everything.
Yeah.
And like I said, that margins just show you, which is nothing. So they came out looking good. We got 2 cases. I gave a case to Fred, and I kept the case.
Are we gonna put up another map box or two?
To be determined by Fred. I guess I thought he was going to discuss putting some maps out at the Chamber of Commerce. And
he talked about
he purchased, you saw at the last meeting, he personally bought, 4 map boxes. Need to follow up with him if he put them up.
Yeah.
I don't know. And if he's been to the chamber, not sure.
Okay.
So to be put on the next agenda, I guess, if he's put out. But then we're talking October, or probably on the next agenda for next spring.
Yeah.
Because at this point, come late October, November, we kind of stop putting out maps.
Yeah.
All right. So, a side note, the friends along with Susie were out at the 134 kiosk, and the map box was empty. And I mentioned that, I says, Bernie's fallen down on the job. And she says, oh, man. She says, now that Bernie's gone, I'm supposed to fill up the map box.
Oops.
But it's getting to be that.
So
Part of
where
the
is
season.
134 now? I was thinking that was in Dennis. No?
Yeah.
130, did I?
134
39.
is Dennis.
139.
Oh,
So
139. Or
that's
134.
By,
In Dennis?
No,
No.
in Brewster.
Yeah.
Brewster, yeah. By Underpass Road.
Underpass
Okay.
Road. Yeah.
Okay.
It's 137, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Long-
Yeah, yeah,
long
yeah,
Pond
yeah,
Road.
yeah.
124, 137.
And it's
They're
hard-
all the same.
It is confusing.
It's very confusing. Well, my input about the maps are I get to ride rail trails around a little bit, and whenever I go, I have no clue what's up or down. It is no other rail trail I've ever ridden has ever had a map or a board you could look at.
Okay.
Okay,
Wow.
and it's just it is a very nice thing that we do.
I see
we
people
don't appreciate
all
it.
the time
Yeah.
looking at the kiosk,
the-
our rotary,
I see it all the time.
and or grabbing a map. I see it
I
all the
see it
time.
all the
Now,
time.
they'll use it for the day and probably toss it, but
I agree with that. It's
but we now have 2,000 new maps,
good.
and
It's a nice benefit. People definitely get a lot out of those maps.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Kathleen mentioned something about the map on the kiosk being outdated.
Okay.
And
Which
Susie
maybe
says, you make up the maps and we'll put them up.
Well, the big maps.
Yeah.
What? How were those done? I figured that was sort of
Through the state.
Yeah.
But she's saying if the friends
Yeah.
want to make up a bunch of vinyl copies, like the big one that we had by Pizza Shark,
Yeah.
but these would be smaller just to fit on the kiosk.
Yeah.
She says,
The friends put that one up at the Shark?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you bought it, and I went with the woodworkers group
Oh.
and installed it.
It was there probably 3 or 4 weeks before I noticed it. My wife told me about it. I said, "What map are you talking about?" She says,
No,
it's at the
it's
peak.
8 feet long.
I
and,
know,
and
it's
6
huge.
feet tall.
How could you? But I'm looking. There's a bunch of bumps there.
We had to install
You're going so
at that
fast.
day. Either 2x3s or 2x4s
Over 20.
to hold it up. It was much higher than that fence. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just sprung up there. Look
Yeah,
at it,
it's big. I didn't notice it.
So the friends would be willing to fund another map. It's just where to put it.
Well,
I
the
suggest-
Rotary,
No,
for
the
sure.
Rotary has one.
is it
Yeah, but
updated?
we need an updated one.
Oh, okay, well,
It might be updated.
no,
Didn't they redo it? No. Okay.
but
They just repaired the
a
kiosk.
big one. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like we have at the Pizza Shark.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Oh, even that. That one is heavily used. You don't ride by there without seeing somebody looking at that map, right?
Yeah.
So
If there is a new one, it would be good to have the proposed, like safe roads to schools, some of the new things that are going on.
which begs a point. I mean,
Maybe you wait, I mean, because that
yeah,
and
it's a
and
thought.
possibly the
Because
extension.
that happened when they made the extension from Bass River.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
remember they put dotted lines
Yep.
and then whether it was there.
Yeah. it doesn't, that really doesn't. It is, hey, I thought there was a road here, yeah, right, I agree. Do it when it's done.
It may be, the safe roads, boy, I think
Yeah,
that's a great
so I
project.
think it's gonna happen, and, you know, we just gotta,
It is expensive though, isn't it? I mean, boy,
3.2 mil, and that
I
was the
know.
current,
it's expensive. But a lot of people use it.
yep. Just gotta do it a little at a time.
Yes, that's right. Yep, yep.
Okay, we shall adjourn the meeting with
Great.
the note
Next-
that
Next meeting,
next meeting is October 14th.
I may not make that one.
Is the date right?
The date is right,
is
I
it?
think. I think. It doesn't sound right looking at it
no,
right
it doesn't,
now.
cause you're
Third
talking the
week.
third,
I know.
Should be the 21st, right?
yeah,
Well, yeah, you would think so.
it should be.
I have a tough time with that. That's about the third time I got that.
Are you left-handed?
It should be the 21st,
Should be
Okay.
the
the
21st.
21st.
I feel
because
better about it.
October
See,
right now.
I come back from my long bike ride on the 14th, and I saw that today. I said,
We'll need
"I
a
don't
trip
think
report.
7th, yeah,
21st?
cause we're always the third week,
Okay.
third
Agree on that?
Tuesday,
Yeah,
and,
so I should be there, which is great.
yeah, I repeat it on my calendar, so it just goes automatic. Once